I'm really excited about this discussion on AI because I must confess that originally I was a bit dubious about the whole hype that was around the first, let's say, public appearances of generative intelligence. Apart from the fact that in the past, large language models and machine learning were not a new thing, as in the industry, the subject is not a new subject at all, but it is absolutely in, let's say, the consumerization of its application. And what we see now and what is very interesting for management level and partnership, or all the phases that are across the choice of what to use to go through processes and to enhance processes and get a better outcome for the customer. This level is a very variegated and very undefined yet level. But what I see is what was already said by Kanjali, the fact that you get the person, a single person, using a solution that has a high degree of sophistication and a high degree of technical complication. It's not anymore something complex, it's something that's complicated. Can't be even that efficient, actually, if you don't use it correctly. And that's a big question, how to use it correctly. So it is very intriguing to understand at what level this evolution can get into processes. One of the questions we were, let's say, reasoning about, and what is quite puzzling, is how to get the right tool inside the organization for the right processes, for the right outcome. And why this? Because I feel as a user that what we see probably a bit of a hype around artificial intelligence is a great expectation on a great tool. This is a tool that changes so much the capacity of an organization that it is at the moment something that nobody can do, let's say, at least mentally, without. But then one must understand what to use and how to use it. And it comes to me the idea that we are in the phase where we are in a sort of bring your own AI. It's like bring your own device. If you have ever heard this about GDPR, for example, bring your own device is an issue because people bring their smartphones into organizations and use their devices for working inside the boundaries of an organization. In some cases, they cannot do that. In some others, there are rules. Here we are looking at a sort of bring your own AI, people experimenting within the organization with services that probably are not validated by the organization. And this is one issue. And the other issue is to understand how to embed these tools into the process. First of all, to understand what tools are there around, because the market is not made by the producer, but by the user, actually. So we users must know what we are going to use. So that's a big point where we are probably getting out of the, let's say, laboratory, where the main actors are technicians who know fairly well the subject, and we are getting into the phase where users are beginning to weigh in increasingly and probably asking for things that are maybe apparently not very relevant to the technology, but are very relevant to the adoption. So all the risks that we run while using such a sophisticated technology, together with the great advantages that we can have, and understanding where the middle is, because we cannot do the job of technicians. For example, in communication, a marketing manager can't become a creative, a graphic creative or whatever, unless he stops making his job as a marketing manager, for example, because anyway, these tools are not something that you just turn on and then you're automatically able to use them to your standard of needs. So at a certain level, they are a tool for the already specialized professionals. Probably this will be transferred gradually to the lay users, as every tool done this since, I would say, the advent of the personal computer in offices, where every manager had its personal computer and had to learn how to write a letter, not asking his secretary anymore. And eventually he didn't even had to wait to have the letter delivered, but he just used the email. And then there were all the problems of how to use emails. Well, now we have the problem of understanding how to use these tools. First of all, we have to know what's around, what they can do, and how we can use them. And there are many faceted aspects there, that from usability to security to safety to intellectual property protection and all that sort of things, that probably now personal data protection, that now with the bring your own AI approach are not really catered for, and probably are a new door that is opened to risk for the company, for the organization.